It's math time with Mrs. Depperschmidt. It's time to revisit multiplication now so that we don't get rusty when it's time to multiply 3-digit numbers by 2-digit numbers. It will be helpful if you're still feeling comfortable with your basic multiplication facts. Otherwise, you have to stop and calculate, and it kind of puts a cramp in everything. So just make sure if you need to refresh those basic multiplication facts that you take some responsibility and get that done. I know you will, because you're fabulous. All right, with multi-digit multiplication, for instance, 685 multiplied by 43, the first thing you need to make sure you do is multiply by the ones. And we're talking about the ones in the 43. That's the number that we use as our multiplier. Okay, so first we are going to multiply the 5 by the 3, and we know that the answer to that is 15. Next we multiply 3 by 80, and that's an 80 because that 8 is in the tens place. Lastly, we multiply the 3 by 600. And now we have all the parts of this first stage for this multiplication. When those are all added up, the total, the sum, is 2,055. Looks like this. And you might be so comfortable that you do the multiplication right here in the problem itself, and I'll show you how that looks. First we do 3 multiplied by 5. That's 15, but we have to regroup. So the 10 from the 15 goes into the tens place. And it looks like this. Now we say 3 multiplied by 80 is 240, and one more 10 is 250. And I've regrouped the 200, and here's the 50. Now when we multiply 3 by 600, it's 1,800, with 2 more hundreds gives us our 2,000. And that's how it works. Whichever way you're doing it, the result comes out the same. That's the first step to this kind of a multiplication problem. And secondly, we will multiply by the tens, because the 40 in 43 is our next step. 40 multiplied by 5 gives us 200. 40 multiplied by 80, those are both in the tens place, so we're going to end up with 32 hundredths. And then 40 multiplied by 600 gives us 24,000. That's quite a big number, but we're talking about moving into the tens and hundreds and thousands columns, so that's exactly what happens when you multiply by those bigger place values. Okay, and when we add those all up together, we have a result of 27,400. And those need to be placed under the previous result with the numbers in the proper place value columns. I'll do it over here in the problem so you can see how the regrouping is shown. 40 groups of 5 gives us 200. Here's our hundreds. And we have to regroup into the tens column with our 200s right here. Now we say 40 times 80 is 3,200 with 2 more hundreds. That gives us 3,400 right here. Now 40 multiplied by 600 is 24,000. And we had 3 other thousands, so that's where our 27,000 comes from. Now we just total those all up. And you'll see that the result is 27,000 29,455. It's just a matter of knowing your multiplication facts, understanding how the parts of the multiplication problem work, and then adding them all up together. I promise we'll get more practice with this at school, and the best thing to do is be comfortable with your basic multiplication facts, and you'll find this quite fun and rewarding. I know you're anxious to work on this at school, so please remember to be kind, and I will see you soon.